guys. So I'm gonna wait 10 seconds or so just to make sure that the beginning part of my stream doesn't cut off. So I woke up today and I was chatting with someone about Bitcoin. And as you guys know, I recently decided to start investing into Bitcoin. And there were a few reasons for it. So, first of all, I shared with you guys in late January that Visa decided to back the first ever credit card offering Bitcoin rewards. Now, some of you guys might be thinking, okay, Erica, what's the big freaking deal about this? Now, this is the big deal about this. I see, Visa is a major credit card. And Bitcoin, as you guys know, has been adopted, or several big companies have started to invest into Bitcoin, such as Tesla. Tesla recently bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. And they made money because Bitcoin seems to go up every single day. Now, I am one of those people that do believe that if big institutions follow something, chances are it's probably not a scam. And this is the reason why I believe that. Because if any major institution is saying, hey, we're willing to put our name on something like a cryptocurrency, they do not want to be associated with like having this asset that is like monopoly money, right? So when I heard about this, I started thinking to myself like, frick, this actually provides more legitimacy. And then you guys knew about the Tesla investment, and then I believe Apple, there's Apple Pay or something, and they're gonna include Bitcoin in there as well. And it just made me think like, frick, man, this is really gaining more and more legitimacy. Now, if you guys heard about my previous streams, I talked about it. I said, man, I don't feel comfortable about Bitcoin. I just kind of think it's all getting propped up, kind of like, I know some people are going to take a lot of defense to it, but I kind of thought of it like, man, the price is just going up because it's kind of like the whole GME wave, right? Everyone's like, okay, we can make money. Let's buy Bitcoin. Let's buy Bitcoin. But I circled back and I thought the game changer that I see is these big institutions. You don't see, you go on the news, right? People all across the board, when the GME pump was going up, people were like, yeah, except from people like on Reddit or day traders or those kind of people. Everybody else was like, why the hell are you holding on to why the hell are you holding on to GME? Sell, sell, sell. But when you have companies actually start investing into Bitcoin, that's a whole nother ball game. So I started thinking to myself, okay, Erica, maybe you're just being a little too backwards thinking. Maybe you got to get onto the Bitcoin train. And that's what I decided to do. So I set up an auto invest with a company. I'm not going to say what it is yet because I haven't seen the auto invest. I do not want to recommend anything to you guys unless I actually start seeing things pan out. And then I'll share with you guys. So every week I'm planning to put in about $50 worth into Bitcoin, and the whole idea is averaging. So I know Bitcoin's a very volatile stock. It goes up and it goes down. I don't know if today it seems like it's going up. Yesterday it went up, but I don't know if tomorrow something's going to happen and it's going to crash 5%. Maybe the next day after it goes down, 2%, and then afterwards it goes up 3%. So my whole thing about Bitcoin is, since it has volatility, I want to just kind of have like a set amount every so often, so I don't feel like an idiot if I buy it at, like, if I threw in some money, right? Let's just say $1,000 into Bitcoin at 53K. 2 months down the line it drops to 45K. Right? Now, not everything will just go up. There will be some pullbacks, and that's what we see in the stock market. So this credit card got me thinking about it. So this is a Bitcoin's reward credit card. And my thinking is that one of the things that people have criticized Bitcoin is saying, well, Erica, what are you going to do with Bitcoin? Okay, people are buying Bitcoin at 53K. So what? They're just going to, it's like a small amount of people who are just getting onto the hype train. That's it. Now, this is gonna change things, because people who, let's say, are wary about buying Bitcoin and they're not comfortable with it, a lot of those people might be open to using a Bitcoin's rewards card, because if they spend money on this stuff, right? If this is going to be cash back, right? This has a $200 annual fee. Let me show you guys this. So cardholders will earn 1.5% cash back on all purchases that will be automatically converted to Bitcoin and then placed into a BlockFi account every month. So then, so from there, it can be withdrawn, earn interest, be traded, and you can do whatever you want with it. And yeah, so it has a $200 annual fee. First year, though, you earn $250 in Bitcoin after spending $3,000 or more on the card within the first 3 months of opening an account. This sounds like airline rewards, right? It sounds like that to me. But you know what the thing is? A lot of people are not really taking advantage of their airline rewards because of the situation, right? Who the hell really is flying right now? Not too many people. A lot of people who might have been flying back and forth for work, now they're doing Zoom meetings, they're doing Skype calls, Google Hangouts. So this would be very attractive. And so for those people who have like a mass amount of airline rewards, I wouldn't say cancel the card because you never know if you won't be traveling. I don't know. Some people will be like, I want to keep my airline miles, or I would say keep the card open, but think about getting a Bitcoin rewards card, because if you're going to rack up, something anyway, you might as well have something that appreciates in value. Right now, it seems like it's appreciating. There might be a crash, there might be something going down. But again, when I think about this big institutions, I do not believe that it will go down to, let's say, 3K or $200. There's just no way. There's no way. And if you believe in market manipulation, just putting it out there, right? Let's say there's a crash. You don't want all these big companies saying like, frick, we did this cryptocurrency credit card, and all the people who put money in, they lost massive amounts of things. No. If Bitcoin crashes, in my opinion, you're going to have institutions buying more of it. And then that will keep the price up, and then retail investors will see it, and then they'll be like, oh, crap. Yeah, now we really, really should get into Bitcoin. Dang, yeah, because the price isn't dropping as much as we expected. So this has not been rolled out yet. The link is in the description below. And what they're saying is that you need to open a BlockFi interest account, and then you make your deposit, and then you just sign up for the credit card waitlist. I don't know when this is going to be rolled out. I want to say that I think it's going to be in spring. So you do have a couple months to... Oh, wait, no. Was it spring? Yeah, spring. Wait. Ah, damn it. Look. Visa and cryptocurrency finance tech BlockFi has partnered to release the Bitcoin credit card rewards to U.S. residents in all states except for New York. Ah, shit. Okay. That was my language. Man. Okay, so New York residents get screwed. That freaking sucks. That really, really sucks. So, yeah. Damn, I'm surprised. It's okay in Hawaii, but not New York? Jeez. Okay, so if anybody of you are in other states except New York, you guys should be able to do it. And I think this would be really good for people who have businesses. If let's say you own, I don't know, a bakery, and you put everything on a credit card, just think, not financial advice, just me ranting here, but just think about putting it on a Bitcoin rewards card, because you might as well, if the thing goes up, great, you make money. Maybe it'll be a large amount of money in the future. The other thing too is that I really do believe that Bitcoin will go up, will double. And I know some people would say 100K sounds so crazy, Erica. And I do think it sounds crazy. I do think the 53K price point is up there. I do think that's very high right now. But a lot can happen between now and the future. And I think that I don't see it being very unusual for it to double, because remember earlier this year, I think it was like, what, 13K or something like... Not 13K, not earlier this year, but... I forgot the price of Bitcoin, but I remember not too long ago, it seemed that it was around 13K, and then I remember it being 30K, then it went to 40K, and then I told you guys when it hit 40K and it went back down to 30K, I said, hey, I think the bottom's going to be around 30K. Sure enough, it went up to 40K, and now we're at 53K. I'm genuinely surprised, kind of shocked that it's holding up at the 50K range kind of healthily. But I expect it to go back down into like, you know, maybe the mid or high 40s. I just don't see it just going up, 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 up. But yeah, so that is something that I wanted to share with you guys. Yeah, so it seems like I could have this Bitcoin rewards credit card, but let's see here. Yeah, I can, but not anybody in New York. That sucks. That absolutely sucks. So, yeah, I just wanted to share it with you guys. I do again. I think that this is something that is worth looking into, possibly, especially if anybody is just, you know, thinking like, oh yeah, I don't want to spend any money on Bitcoin. I don't want to lose my money, but if you rack up a lot of expenses already, if you have a business, I don't really see any risk really to put it into Bitcoin. I think cashback for some of these, you know, like sometimes people use like cashback cards for their businesses, and then they reinvest the money back into their business. It's like, hey, you're not gonna get probably too much if you get like, let's say 2,000. Yeah, see, so if you invest like 200,000, if you spend $200,000 on this credit card, right? Let's just say this, right? And then you get back 1.5%. You should get back $3,000 from that $200,000 in $200,000 spending. But there is a possibility, right, that $3,000 will be significantly more in the future, and that's the appeal of it to me. Some people have said that they really, you know, they believe that Bitcoin will hit 100,000. I believe that as well. Some people say it's going to hit 200, 300. I think Chamath, but I might be remembering it wrong. Chamath says he thinks it's going to hit 400,000, or was it Kathy Wood? I can't remember, but some people even say like they think it's going to hit 1 million. I don't know about 1 million. Million's kind of far-fetched to me, but again, I was a person who heard about Bitcoin when it was like $200, and I was like, $200 for what? Computer code? Really? Huh. So now I feel like I am getting in a little way too late, right? I feel like everybody else has got in earlier than me, but when I think realistically, it's kind of early adaptation. Tesla just bought the $1.5 billion not too long ago. So I can't beat myself up and think that this is the peak. No company would invest $1.5 billion if they felt like $53,000 was the peak. You see? You see where I'm getting at? So I'm holding on to, I'm going to invest into Bitcoin, like I said, every week, small amounts. And see where that leads me. I'm thinking about holding for the next couple of years. If Bitcoin goes up to 100,000, let's say I invest $50 this, you know, next week, hopefully it goes through. Because they want to verify my ID and there's something screwy with that. But let's say it goes through 1 year down the line, or even at the end of this year, right? Maybe my $50 invested next week can turn into $100. And that is some gains that I think is that I like to be a part of in the event that it goes up. So most of my investments, of course, is in the stock market, but I do think it is kind of worthwhile to have a little cryptocurrency, see where it goes. I do know some people talk about Ethereum, but I just rather stay with Bitcoin for now. Maybe in the future I'll do some Ethereum, but since I am just like wetting my little feathers in cryptocurrency, this is going to be the first time that I'm doing something like this. Go at it at a very slow rate, and yeah, I think it's not anything bad to invest like a small amount every week. You can also do like $10 a week minimum, auto invest, but for me I was like, I can do the $50 a week and see what happens. No, so I don't see, from what I've been told, from reading about it, they say that, let me pull this up. You get, where is it? Join the wait list. Questions. I don't know if you can pay using Bitcoin, but I do know they said that you can withdraw it out if you wanted to. So I don't know how that works. You would have to read up on it, but all I know is that they said that it'll automatically convert into Bitcoin, and then you can choose to withdrawal or keep it in there because it's going to be in some kind of BlockFi account of sorts, if I remember correctly. So yeah, I gotta get moving on get out of the bed, but this was something that was on my mind, and I wanted to share it with you guys because I thought it was it's something to think about. And if I have any like little idea in my head, or if I think that it can help someone, then I try to share it with you guys. Again, this is not financial advice, right? This is just something that had a little eureka moment for me. And I would say think about it, think about with the way Bitcoin is going. And again, if you invest into Bitcoin, I would say do the average up, average down method. Of course, everybody wants their money to just go up, 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 up. But as you guys hear about the stock market and you guys see the multiple stock, trend lines that I show you guys, it just does not always go up. And my mistake about part of the thing about investing in Bitcoin that I was a little wary about, and I can be very open about this, is I kind of thought, well, what if, Erica, what if you invest in Bitcoin and then it just suddenly shoots down, right? Then you can invest in there. But the problem with that is this. You have to spend a lot of time looking at the charts, or you got to monitor it if it goes down one day. And I don't look at Bitcoin every single day. Like I kind of glance at it, I'm like, oh, okay, it's at 6K. Oh, it's at 51K. Oh, it's at 52K. Oh, now it's at 53K. But I don't want to be looking at charts. I rather just have a set it and forget it thing. So that's where the whole auto invest comes in. If the stock, if Bitcoin crashes down 5% one day, and maybe it's the week that I buy it, I have an auto buy. Maybe I can take advantage of it. But I do believe, and again, this is just my opinion. I do believe Bitcoin won't go up. I do believe Bitcoin will hit 60K. I do believe Bitcoin will hit 75K sooner than we think. And you're going to have people who get caught up in this whole, I missed out on it. I saw Bitcoin when it was 7K, just like I did, right? Back in 2017. No, it was like 10K in 2017. But I saw it around like 9 or 10K, and you guys know what happened, right? I gave $2,000 to my ex to invest in. It doesn't seem like he invested in it or got locked up in the Ledger Nano S. And that was a mistake that I made. But the reason why I was kind of apprehensive also of investing is I thought, man, it's kind of high right now. Geez, 10K a coin. Wow, that's pricey. Now, look, if I had just done it myself, or if I had an auto invest of sorts and I had spent, let's say, $50 a month or $100 a month or whatever between 2017 and now, I would have had a really good amount of profit. But I didn't, because I was just, I saw it, I forgot about it, I thought the Bitcoin was purchased, so yeah. But because now it's a kind of, it's like 53K sounds like a mental block to me. I just don't want to throw in money at like a large sum at one time. And I'm planning to hold on to Bitcoin for a number of years. I don't plan on selling at all. I know some people day trade their Bitcoin, or they think like, oh yeah, I'm going to be doing these swings. That's not for me. It's too much anxiety. And I think that, when I think about it, I have to think the bigger picture here. And you guys know my thoughts about holding on to certain stocks, right? If you believe a stock is going to go up, you shouldn't just be shaken out if it has a little dip, right? So yesterday was not a good day in the stock market. I think the day before wasn't that great either. And I was reading, people were like, oh my gosh, why is this crash happening? Oh my gosh, I lost like 3%. No, if any person has been investing for a while, right? I've been investing since like December 2017. I've been through this stuff. I've been through shakes up and shakes down, and it's just part of the flow and the ebb of investing. So I'm not gonna get shaken out if Bitcoin drops like 2% or 5% in one day, or if it goes up, I'm not going to be like, oh, okay, I got to cash out now because now is the top, right? I mean, look at some of these big stocks. Look at something like Amazon, like Amazon, you got, if you guys look back on Reddit, people have said this. You look back and people say like, "Oh, 2007, 2015. Oh, should I sell Amazon now cuz it seems like it's really high." And other people are like, "Oh, yeah, well, maybe Amazon capped out now. So yeah, sell Amazon." And then people sell out, and then there's a huge price difference between Amazon in 2015 and now, which is 2021. So I'm still holding on to my Amazon stock, even though it's kind of been going sideways. However, it has been going up within the last month, and I do have hope that Amazon is not going to stay the same price forever. It isn't. It isn't. It is a very big company. It is a strong company. Just my opinion, not financial advice. And I feel the same about Bitcoin. And this is something, again, you guys know I didn't rush into this kind of stuff. I thought about this for a really long time, and I've been looking into this whole crypto stuff for a few months. Just looking and researching things and hearing about things and reading articles that have been shared with me, and it makes sense. So I don't want to be one of those people who's like, oh, okay, now must be the top. 53K must be the top. So, or 55K must be the top. So I got to sell my Bitcoin that I had purchased around the 53K mark because, or 55K mark, because it's going to go down. For sure it's going to go down. And the other thing too that I really believe about the dangerous, well, kind of one of those wary things about the Bitcoin thing is you got some people who, they held on to it from, let's say, 10K, right? They sold it at 19K. And then let's say it retracted down a little, right? Those, you remember that time where it went down to from 19K, and I think it went all the way down to 4K or something like that. I think that was 2019. Those people were probably thought like, yeah, see, I sold at the top, and I knew selling at 19K was a really smart idea because, yeah, it crashed down. But what happened? It went up, and now it's at 53K. It's like you cannot destroy, I hate to say it this way, but I don't feel like with these institutions behind Bitcoin now, you cannot destroy Bitcoin. It's not, I don't think it's ever going to ever fall below. I would be surprised if Bitcoin falls between below 25K. Let me just put it that way. So I think there's way more upside than there is downside, because these institutions don't want to say, yeah, we made hundreds of millions or billions of dollars in investment in this crypto, and then we lost 50%. All right, a lot of these institutions, they don't have like Wall Street bets people. They have analysts. They have people who are keeping track of things. Maybe they looked at what happened with Venezuela. You guys might want to read that if you're interested. And yeah, so I don't see Bitcoin as me personally. I don't see using Bitcoin as transactions, but I see Bitcoin as an asset to hold on to, kind of like how people are holding on to silver or gold. That's the way I'm viewing Bitcoin. So I think that, with the way how slow the transactions can be, I'm just like, I'm not really seeing it being used at a grocery store because you're gonna have to be waiting a while, right? But just holding it like a chunk of metal, yeah, I can do that. I can think of it that way. Stocks rise on earnings. What causes Bitcoin? No, I do have dividend stocks. I do have several dividend stocks. Apple is a dividend stock, for instance. Yeah, a bunch of my stocks are dividend. Visa's a dividend stock as well. So yeah, the thing is, like, I think gold and silver, they definitely are, commodities. Let's be honest. Like, they've been holding their value for hundreds of thousands of years, sort of thing. Gold is not going to be worthless anytime soon, neither is silver. But when I think about gains, that's what I'm thinking about. Okay, so I'm thinking about the percentages, and I see it as like, oh my goodness, if I want to invest in something, I probably want to hold on to something that has gains. And like gold has gains, silver has gains, but it's a lot slower than Bitcoin. And again, I wouldn't be talking about this if there wasn't big institutions investing into Bitcoin. So this is not just like, oh, okay, here's a little computer code, and yeah, I hope it's, it's there's big money behind it. More money than than a lot of us can, but more money, like billions of dollars into Bitcoin. This stuff ain't going away. I think part of it is, well, of course, what causes Bitcoin to rise is consumer demand, but also institution demand as well. People, when they look at Bitcoin, they see it as a way to have a asset that doesn't have to deal with inflation. But, right? This is a volatile thing. So there are some times where you guys can look at the Bitcoin chart, like the price of it goes up massively, but it can also crash down as well. Bitcoin has this thing where if people don't talk about it, the price tends to drop. But again, how is people not going to talk about it when they have a credit card rolling out? When Tesla announced they invested 1.5 billion dollars, this is not just, oh, okay, here's a little thing that yeah, a lot of people are buying, like a GME stock, right? You have, yeah, so it's like GME stock. It's like that kind of stuff. Once people stop talking about it, the hype goes away. A lot of institutions were shorting it as well, right? It had like 148% shorting position. These institutions that I'm talking about are not shorting Bitcoin. They're buying into Bitcoin. They're rolling out credit cards with Bitcoin. So this is like the opposite side of it. And that's why I think that Bitcoin is here to stay for quite a damn long time. I don't see it failing. Dogecoin. The only thing I don't like about Dogecoin, it's unlimited. So it's, yeah, it's like, I think it's worth like 5 cents, 4 cents right now. I don't see it hitting $1, because how the hell are you gonna get to $1 if it's unlimited sort of cryptocurrency? It doesn't have a cap on it. But yeah, but Bitcoin, I think that if anybody wants to get into cryptocurrency and you bank that cryptocurrency is going to roll out, I would go with Bitcoin. I don't see any Ethereum card yet. I do know some people are buying into Ethereum. I think it's like 1,800, 1,900 or so last time I checked. But anything that you like for the stock market, right? People like to invest in the big names, the most prominent names, the Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, that kind of thing. And I feel the same thing about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. I don't want to invest in some of these like no-name cryptocurrencies. Like if they had a cryptocurrency called uh, pineapple coin. Like who the hell is gonna buy a pineapple coin? Like what am I gonna do with it? Okay, so it's like what, a trading stamp or something? Whatever. There's just so many little coins out there. But if you wanna reduce your risk of it, you know, popping and never recover, or crashing and never recovering, you gotta go, in my opinion, with the big name, and the big name is Bitcoin. Yeah, but Visa has their name on it, so I'm not worried about it at all. I'm really not worried about it. So anyway, we will see what happens. We will see if my you know if the prediction out there, my prediction out there comes out right. I really do believe that Bitcoin will hit 75K. And by the time Bitcoin hits 75K, I will have an auto invest set up. And then if it hits 100K, then I will have a little bit more money in there. And it's like this kind of gains does not happen overnight. I'm not going to wake up tomorrow and Bitcoin hits, $100,000. That's not going to happen. It's going to be a slow, gradual thing. Just like we've been seeing the rise from 10K up to 30K up to 50K. But again, if you believe in cryptocurrency and you think it is going to go up, and and you think that you want to have a part of it, again, don't let the 52K or 53K talk you out of it, because yeah, it's just like sometimes people let fear cripple them. And I think it's better to invest an amount that you are comfortable investing in rather than going all in. You will not see me be like, okay, I'm going to dump out my whole stock portfolio for Bitcoin. I'm not going to do it because it's, that's just too much speculation, too much risk for me. But if I had averaged up over the number of years, let's say from 2000, like a lot of this little auto investing wasn't around in 2017. I think it started in like 2019, but I could be remembering it wrong. If I had auto invested back then, right, to now, it's like I would have, in my opinion, I would have seen it and I would have been like, oh, okay, well, it's just slowly moving around. But that would assume that I could weather it down, whether the storm when it did make that crash from, let's say, 10K all the way down to 4K or so, and then go back upwards. Not too many people are like that, but you have some people who are Bitcoin believers, people who've been investing into Bitcoin back when it was like $200 a coin. And those people are like, yeah, I don't care if it goes down 10% or 20% because they've been holding on since since $200 mark, you see? Do I think that, yeah, so I heard about Ethereum too. I don't know too much about it. I don't know if there's auto invest on there. Maybe I'll look into it, but I don't wanna get too crazy about the whole cryptocurrency thing right now. I'd rather just go in slowly. So again, this was not an impulsive decision made by me. It's something I've been thinking about quite some time. So yeah, do I think cryptocurrency will get used more than cash? I don't know. I don't see that happening. I don't see like USD, the fiat currency, getting wiped out. Or people saying like, yeah, screw it, I'm just gonna use Bitcoin. What I do see it as is people are gonna hold on to their Bitcoin and see it like a gold or a silver. And then as the price goes up and up and up, right? And institutions are buying more, retail investors are buying more, and they just hold on to it. They're just, people are gonna say like, wow, look at this. I have, I bought some Bitcoin or I got some Bitcoin maybe from a cashback card over time, and it just grows. Looking back, I really should have once like Bitcoin started getting traded on like Robinhood, I really should have taken it more seriously, because that tells me it's opening up avenues for for retail investors to actually start getting in on a more visual, on a more prominent scale. So but I didn't really follow cryptocurrency that much because I thought to myself like, oh, this stuff is just gonna go away, it's gonna go poof. I could not wrap my brain around why Robinhood would allow trading for cryptocurrency. I would not recommend buying cryptocurrency either from Robinhood, just because you don't own the keys. I don't know what the hell you're buying when you buy cryptocurrency from Robinhood, but it seems like it seems like you kind of, it's on the platform, but you can't take it out and put it onto your own wallet. And I think the beauty of having Bitcoin is the ability to, put it into your own wallet if you do want to. So, yeah. Yeah, the fees add up, but like I said, I'm just planning to hold. I'm not planning to cash out anytime soon. You'll probably hear about me just continue to buy into Bitcoin in 2021, 2022, 2023, and hopefully it doesn't get to the point where I'm like, yeah, I'm investing a little bit of money, but I'm getting less and less because the price keeps going up. But yeah, some people are gonna become incredibly rich off of Bitcoin. Some people are incredibly rich off of Bitcoin if they didn't lose their coins. But again, if anybody invests into Bitcoin and they have it on some kind of like Ledger Nano S or hard drive or whatever, right? Make sure that you keep it safe and you don't lose that freaking recovery phrase. Just, man, my $2,000 investment back in 2017 would have been $10,000 now, and unfortunately, it is gone. It seems, yeah. So wherever it is, I can't make up the last 4 years, but what I can do is I can just pivot and then change my strategy. So that's what I'm doing for this. I haven't looked into Litecoin. I've just been focused on Bitcoin because that is the biggest one. I don't I like you hear about Ethereum. I hear about Ethereum, but on the news and when I look online, everyone's just talking about Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. Maybe once in a while I'll hear about Ethereum, but it's predominantly Bitcoin. So I want to chase the big one rather than go for the little one. Now, I know some people have mentioned things like, oh, Monero or Monero, and some people are going on to that, but my worry about the crypto market is this. You have so many cryptocurrencies out there. At some point, you're going to have a lot of, crap coins. Let's be honest here, okay? And if people put their money into the crap coin, and nobody knows much about it, or there's just so much similar kind of coins, there's a good chance that they're gonna lose their money, or it's gonna, you might see it pop. And again, like I said, it's not gonna recover. So I am one of those people. It's like if I throw money into something, I know this sounds funny for me to say when you think about my whole GME, and I'm still holding GME, by the way, situation. But I don't want to play with risky too much. So I don't want to go off onto these like other coins that I'm not familiar with, and then yeah, I could make more gains, but I'm gonna wonder like, frick, shit, what if they stop talking about that coin? What if it doesn't move up as much because only, I don't want to say experienced, but more people who are into the crypto market, like, really care about that. You see? How much of the luck, let's see here. Well, there's a lot of stock bots out there. I know there's those trading kind of notification scanners that some people use. There's this one person I remember. They said they made some kind of scanner where it tells them what stocks people are kind of talking about on like across several platforms. I think it was like StockTwits or Reddit or Twitter, and they believe that if more people are talking about a certain stock, then that tells them that the stock is going to go up. How much of investing is luck versus skill? Feels like it's playing roulette. You know what? When I invest, I don't just typically, like, sometimes you hear about me going into things blindly, like GME, but most of the time when I invest, there's a real reason why I'm investing. My main holdings for my stock portfolio, as you guys know, it's about 20, 22, 23% each of Amazon and JD. And I chose that because it was so well diversified and I saw a lot of potential on there. I would not be playing with any portfolio at a 23 to 22% holding if I didn't believe in it at all. Because yeah, that makes up a good chunk of it. So I would recommend that if anybody is serious about investing, think about getting big strong stocks. A lot of people, they say you can't really go wrong with the five big ones, Facebook, Apple, Google, I forgot the other one, Netflix. Thing. Yeah, Facebook, Apple, Netflix, Google. But I'm not a big fan of Facebook because of all the stuff that's been going on with that. So I did have Facebook, but I sold it. But I'm still holding on to Apple and stuff. So yeah, I don't feel like it is. It's not risky if you look at the chart or you study, how how historically it's been doing. And let's be honest with here. Like in the United States, online shopping, what is the biggest one? It is Amazon. When people think about going to a grocery store, right? What is one of the more upper ones? It would be Whole Foods. Whole Foods has a lot better selection than some of these like little bodegas than that are around us here in New York. So I like that, and the price isn't too expensive for some of the stuff. Some of the stuff is kind of pricey, I will admit that, but it's not too bad. So yeah, that is why I'm just like, okay, you got to make sure that whatever you invest in, you try to pick a strong stock. I'm not going to be one of those people chasing meme stocks anymore. That's the reason why I'm still holding on to GME. I know some people are like, Erica, just sell the freaking GME. No, I'm not going to sell the GME because whenever I see the GME and I see any of those like, oh, invest in this stock or invest in this one, I take a step back and I look at my GME losses and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it. And it's actually saved me money. I'm not kidding you. It's been like a grounding point in my portfolio. And now whenever I'm investing for stocks, I kind of think like, okay, Erica, if you're gonna be making investment into a stock, it better be a freaking stock that you really think is gonna be up. So, for instance, right, you guys know, and I shared it with you guys, I recently invested into Axon, AXON. That's the company that makes like body cameras, tasers, and then it dropped after I bought it. It dropped like 9%. So I was looking at it for over a month, looking at the thing, and then the day I decided to get it is the day it did a surge up, and I was like, frick, no news that I could recall that caused it to surge so much, but it did. And because it did, I went against my strategy and I thought, okay, let me just buy it, because every freaking week up to that point it was going up. Now, although I am down like 9 or 10% on Axon, does that change my view on Axon as a company? No, I think they are going to get bigger, and I'm not worried about it. Yeah, I don't really see any issue with investing in a company like that, especially because now, I don't, people are saying things like, oh, you got to make sure that you have really good body cameras in case. And I did, one of the reasons why I jumped on board with Axon is I was reading how this one police department was saying that they had body cams from another company, and it was like freezing on them. It wasn't good, and they wanted to switch over to Axon. So that made me think like, yeah, okay, well, if you get a competitor and the competitor could be a piece of crap, and with the stuff that's going on, right? It would make sense for a lot of these police departments to go with what is perceived to be like the cream of the crop, and that would be Axon, in my opinion. So, earnings for Axon is coming up, I think, next month, early next month, but I could be confusing the dates, and I think they're gonna hit it on the ballpark. If they don't hit it on the ballpark, then that's okay as well, because I'm still planning to hold. I think it's a strong company. So, I would not put in I would not put in Bitcoin as with GME. I do think though, I do think that the price could go down, with anything. You guys have seen Bitcoin go up and you've seen it go down, but I'm holding for the long. So if it goes down to, let's say, 40K, 35K, I'm not gonna be like, oh crap, I gotta sell out. I'm gonna hold because I'm just slowly, averaging over time. So I think a lot can happen between like now and end of 2022. But whatever happens, I'm just gonna follow the trend. I'm not gonna be like, okay, let me go all in right now, and then the high comes in and then it drops 5%, and then I get riddled with anxiety because I blocked in this price. You see? So we will see. We will see what happens. I do know that someone, I want to say it's an anonymous individual, if I remember correctly, believes that Bitcoin will top at 143K and then it will go down from there. We will see. So they believe it'll go over 100K. I believe it'll go over 100K. I think it'll hit 75K sooner than we know it. And when it does happen, again, you're gonna have people who are either on the whole, okay, I'm going to invest now and I'm going to go big. And then they might paper hand it, right? Because they might think like, oh, okay, let me go in big now. Oh, crap, it went down. Let me sell. I think you should only be really investing into Bitcoin if you believe in the long-term view of it. And I believe in the long-term view about it. So again, you're not going to see me really fret out too much if Bitcoin drops down a lot in value, because this is part of investing, right? With any stock that you get, you can have a stock that seemed to do really well and then it went down. Or you can have a stock that seemed like it was on the brink of bankruptcy at one point and then it goes really up. So Sony is a good example of that. If you look back at Sony, I think around like 2011-ish, it was around $15. Now I think it's $104, but I might be remembering it wrong. But yeah, so like something like that. Like you cannot gauge what will happen to a company over time, but you can only just kind of like think like, okay, well, based on the information that I hear and based on the information that I see, do I think that this company is or this asset is going to be around for a long time? And with Bitcoin, I like again, I don't see it going away. The price could drop, right? The price could drop, and I do believe it will drop, but I don't see it going down to like $20 or $200. I really don't see that happening. If that did happen, right, like that would make Tesla's $1.5 billion investment like pennies. And I let me put it this way: I think Elon Musk is a smart guy. I think that Chamath is a really smart person as well. And for them to believe so blindly in, or believe so what appears to be blindly into Bitcoin at this price point, I I'm more inclined to think that they're very smart, and I should probably trust them than trust people who are um, trust them versus people who are just like looking from the sidelines who say, yeah, it's gonna, it's not, it's worth nothing. So, yeah, we will see. We will see. So I'm just gonna stick with that game plan, and I also think that again, it's different because when you have like Kathy Wood from ARKK, I think she said Bitcoin she thinks it's going to be 400,000. She was the one that predicted Tesla was going to hit 4,000, and everybody laughed at Kathy. So Kathy Wood is a very smart woman. I would not go against Kathy Wood, Chamath, I can't pronounce his name, his last name, and Elon. I would not go after. I would not be like, yeah, you three people are wrong. I know more than you. So when I hear about these big figures talking about this stuff, I'm like, okay, well, I'll probably follow suit. I'm not waiting it for it to be used for medium exchanges, like, cause I think that transaction time takes a while, so I'm holding on to Bitcoin like it's like a hunk of silver or a hunk of gold, like just like waiting, holding, see what happens. And I know in a year from this stream, right? Today's what, the 19th? I think it's February 19th. A year from the stream, we're either going to be talking about, okay, how's Bitcoin now? Is it at 52K? Is it 104K? Is it 120K? Or is it at, 20K? We'll see. We'll see. I don't see Bitcoin being hurt anytime. I don't see Bitcoin being banned anytime soon. I mean, how could they ban Bitcoin? I mean, Bitcoin's all over the place. How do you ban Bitcoin? Bitcoin was never banned. Originally, Bitcoin was used for, for some illegal activities and stuff. But yeah, they weren't able to wipe it out. In fact, all it did was just gain value. And I think that's part of the appeal about it, right? Like the whole thing, like, no, you can't, how would I say it? Like there's no manipulation going on. You can just send it kind of to one wallet to another wallet. But there's a lot of there are mistakes that can be made. Like if you send something to the wrong address because you misspelled one letter or something, like whoops, you can't do a chargeback or anything like that. If let's say you have it on a Ledger Nano S in your house and then your house burns down, you're screwed, right? Especially if your recovery password and your PIN number was on there too, you're screwed for sure. And so I do have some security concerns about Bitcoin in that regard. So, but yeah. So I guess some people could try to keep it in a safety deposit box. The chances of that going kaput is pretty freaking nil. A lot of people got rich. But that's with any stock, right? If like for instance, right? CCIV went up 200%, I believe. So if a person invested, let's say 50,000, and then now it's like 150,000, right? So yeah. So you can like the gains about Bitcoin is alluring, but it's not just like, oh, okay, it's just Bitcoin. And I think that's important to like remember too. There is other things you can invest in besides Bitcoin. And for me, again, I'm not planning to go like super heavy on Bitcoin, but I do think it is worthwhile to have like a little bit in Bitcoin just in case, just in case. Maybe, we're all proven wrong if Bitcoin hits like 800,000, and I'll be like, you remember that one time when I invested my $50 back when it was 52,000? You'll see. It's not, yeah, so I'm not going to be like uber rich off my Bitcoin or anything like that, but the whole idea behind it is that you want your investment to grow. And I see Bitcoin as growing, and there's going to be shakes and there's going to be ups and downs, but I'm okay with that. I'm sure people in India are still trading Bitcoin somehow. I mean, if people in Venezuela could trade Bitcoin, they could do that in India. Oh, which reminds me. Look at this guy. Hello, handsome. Look at this tubby cat. Oreo? Oreo? Seems like while I'm talking, he's just sleeping. Yeah, I know. He doesn't. He's the only cat still on the bed. He ate, and then after he ate, he did his business, and then now he's on the bed. So, that is the life of Oreo cat. In case you guys didn't know, his very stressful life. Wake up, immediately eat, do his business, go back to sleep. Uh, yeah. So the like I said, it is, there is stress associated with holding on to your cryptocurrency. You don't want to lose your recovery phrases. You don't want to be losing your PIN code if you have one. There are a bunch of people who got locked out of their Bitcoin, including myself. And that's something to think about. I did read about, and I showed it to you guys on a community post. There was this one guy who had a bunch of Bitcoin on his computer, his old laptop, right? And then he forgot about it. He let his mom use the laptop, and I guess it was broken or something. And she was like thinking to herself, like, why the hell is he keeping this old shitty laptop around? So you know what she does? She throws away the laptop. So when he finds out that she threw away the laptop, this is a couple years later, right? And he knew he would have made a life-changing amounts of money, like millions of dollars, but his mom threw it away, and he got pissed off, because yeah. But I think the mom was totally at fault. Like, why would you throw away your someone's laptop without telling them, right? You don't know what the hell's on that laptop. You might think it's broken, but shouldn't you be like, hey, I'm gonna throw away your laptop, you know, because I think it's a piece of crap. But hey, is there any files? But anyway, the mom did what she wanted. And there's a number of people who maybe they had it on a hard drive or something, and then they accidentally got wiped or they threw it away, like that one guy in the UK. And yeah. Oh, I got a donation. Oh no, I didn't see it. Where is it? Oh no. No, I got a donation. Oh, David. I was fretting because I saw it. I was like, no, how did I miss it? Thank you, David. Yeah, so gotta be safe with that kind of stuff. Compared to stocks, right? Like for if I got locked out of one of my accounts or my bank account, right? I can always call them up, or I can do like a forgot password thing. I'll say, hey, I forgot my password. It's I love Oreo. Like let's say I made the password I love Oreo. And then I can just click on forgot password, reset it, change it from I love Oreo to I love, I love cats, and that would be totally fine. But if you lose your recovery phrases and your device, yeah, you're screwed. It's not like if I lose my phone I can get back into my trading accounts, that no problem. But because yeah, but yeah, so you have a risk of that, and that's where the stress comes in for sure. So if you own Bitcoin or you own any of these cryptos, make sure you have your recovery phrases, or make sure it's very secure, or make sure that Yeah, you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. Scary stuff. Oh, poor catnip. I don't know. It seems like he's already got knocked out, but thank you. I will make sure that this guy has catnip and greenies. He always gets catnip greenies, actually, every single day. That's why he's looking a little chunk. But this is the hardest working cat over here. You can see Clinton moving around and meowing, but let's just remember this cat is hard at work. What an influencer. Yeah, maybe. You want to know something funny? So I found a computer once and a really old laptop, and not gonna lie, I found it around. I think it was, what year was it when I found it? I know it was definitely like four years ago or so. I found the old laptop in my residential trash place, and I was thinking like, holy crap, this is a really old laptop. This has to be from like the the mid 2000s or so. I actually took it home because I thought to myself, oh, I wonder if there's any Bitcoin on there. I'm not kidding you. I actually did that. So I have an old laptop where it's like I want to get it opened up to see if there's anything on there. But maybe there's nothing on there. Maybe it's a total piece of crap. Yeah. The reason why I took this thing too is because I guess someone was moving out from where I lived, and then this person threw away these like figurines. It was crazy because like some of these are like Comic Con figurines, like Simpson ones or something like that. And I looked up the price of it. Some of it was like over $200, and I was like, what? What? They just threw away their figurines like that? So, um, at the time I was collecting Funkles. So when I saw these like collectible looking Simpson figurines, I just took them with me. And then I saw the laptop, and I was like, maybe this person mined Bitcoin, but I'm not too sure. Yeah, let me see if I can find that. It was like some weird Simpson figurine. And there was like a bunch of them too. So I don't know if this person passed away or if they moved and they thought it was useless. But let me find it. Like once I saw it, I thought to myself, like, man, this looks kind of pricey. But yeah, it's in Hawaii. I just can't remember what it was. Was it Simpson or was it Futurama? Oh no, I think it was Futurama. I haven't looked at it for such a long time. But I kept it because I was like, let me see. Yeah, I can't remember which one it was. It was either Simpsons or Futurama. Oh no 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 no! It was Futurama. Let me find it. Yeah, so here. I can't remember exactly which one it was, but it was like these kind of figurines, if I remember correctly. See this? So they were new in box. These little kind of figurines. So if you look online, it's like $175 allegedly for one of them. See that? So I'm pretty sure I have this one. Because I remember thinking like, what the hell is this? This is weird. Or $119 used. But yeah, someone just threw out like a bunch of them. Yeah, so Kimchi Monkey says that I've been on the sideline for the most part, but it's interesting how income gap is getting wider. Poor people get poor, and those get stuck that got into stocks got richer. Yeah, that's the other thing too. And I have been a big supporter of investing. But you gotta realize that I think that okay, so the whole thing about investing, when I was younger, right? I had more people telling me, Erica, don't invest because if you invest, you're gonna lose all your money. And I was like, what are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, stocks don't always go up. You can lose all your money if you invest. So when I've always heard that. So people get dissuaded from investing into stocks because they hear about the people who lose like 100% of their money because they did stupid stuff. There's going to be people who say, I invest, I know someone who put their life savings into GameStop and then they lost their money, and I thought that was going to be 100%. And those people, like those very risky people. And then you got the other people who put, let's say, their retirement fund all into one stock, and then it just went kaput. I'm not a big fan of that. You guys know I'm a very pro on diversification, but it is dangerous, and it is dangerous to talk people out of investing, because I've said this before and I'll say it again. If you rely on your employer to make you rich, you're not going to be rich most likely. Not everybody is going to be getting the position of of like an executive, a VP position, CEO position. It's not going to happen. You're going to have a lot more grunts. And then it's hard for the people on the lower totem pole to move up, and it's hard for people to get jobs right now, right? Because of the whole situation. If people were let's say people were in the food and restaurant service industry, they're not having jobs because there's not too many people eating out. Some places they say, hey, we don't really need to have, let's say, 10 servers. We can just make do with 5 servers now. And some places they're doing those automated kiosks, right? So they're saying, okay, just place your order in the kiosk, like McDonald's, right? Place your order in the kiosk. Someone will just bring your food to you, and then that way the company saves money. I also don't believe that. I know some people, and I've seen it. Some people in Hawaii, they're very loyal to their employer. They're so loyal to their employer, they think, oh, I'm not going to do any job. I'm not going to look for another job because my employer cares so much about me. That's not the case. You guys know I used to work for an insurance company back in Hawaii. There was this one person that I specifically remember. He cared so much about his job at that insurance place. They were not paying him very well, but he said, oh, I'm going to be so loyal to them because it's my first job and this is a big company. He was getting paid very low, in my opinion. But then, fast forward, turns out the whole department, they outsourced it because of the situation. So now he's without a job, and all his loyalty to his job was nil and in vain. And this guy used to wear a tie to work. He used to wear a dress shirt where everybody else was business casual. He really wanted to move up in that company, and he could not. So anyway, so he just placed all his trust in his employer. And I don't know about that guy's financial position, but if anybody thinks that their boss is going to make them rich, most likely the odds are stacked against you. And I know a lot of certain jobs, they either do hiring freezes right now, or they're saying, oh, we're going to cut everybody's paycheck by 10% so we can stay afloat. Or they say we're not going to give raises for 3 years. And this is what I heard from some companies before the situation unfolded. So these companies are making money. These are huge chains, but they say, yeah, we're not going to give anybody a raise for 3 years. But hey, we would really appreciate it if you're on board with us. So those people, right? They're working day in and day out, and then sometimes companies, from my experience, right? They're going to say, oh yeah, well, we had 7 employees, now we're down to 6. I wonder if we can get the job of 7 employees down to 6. And we don't have to pay anybody extra. We'll just give them more duties. Oh, wait, one more person died. I wonder if we can just work with 5 people. And then you end up with a skeletal crew, right? So as you know, if I think about it from that perspective, I can understand why a business would say, yeah, we're gonna work as lean as possible because that way the business pockets more money. But it screws over the worker, if the worker is just solely depending on that job to help them out, and expect to get a raise or a promotion. For a lot of people, that stuff doesn't happen. Some people, as you guys know, they stay in the same position years and years and years. They never really move up because HR, because there's no better position available, or they feel like they topped out. So that's where investing comes in. If you can be, of any age, as long as you have like accounts. I don't know what the legal age is, 18 maybe, 16, I don't know. And you can put in, let's say, $5 on a stock, and then maybe it'll double in a year. So you make your money grow for you. And I've shared it with you guys before, but one of my biggest regrets is that when I was younger, I didn't get encouraged to really invest. I heard about investing, but I knew more people who didn't invest than who did invest. And that really hurt me, because if I had invested earlier on, I mean, I would have, made a lot more money off of my stock portfolio, just because of time, right? Time goes ticking. A lot of the time, the stocks just go up, especially the big stocks. So I'm not gonna, some people might like to say, oh, well, Erica, Microsoft, it's gonna crash. It's gonna go down. That's not the case. Microsoft just gets bigger and bigger and bigger every year. You can look at the historical data about that too, if you don't believe me. So in my opinion, people should not get caught up in the whole idea that, investing is something that they're going to lose all their money. I see investing as a tool, but you got to make sure you diversify. You got to make sure that you understand that you can lose it all potentially if the company goes under, but if you pick your cards right, you don't have to worry about that stuff. I'm not worried about Microsoft going down 100%. It's not like everyone's going to stop using Windows, right? But I might have stagnant growth down the line, but as long as I hold, I expect Microsoft to get bigger and bigger and bigger. What is the competitor to Microsoft? The Windows operating system. What, Mac OS X? What, Linux? That's basically it, right? Unless, yeah, that's all I can think about. So that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, do not just think that you're gonna come out ahead if you just rely on your paycheck to pull you through. It doesn't. I've also known people that when they lost their job, they took their savings and they started investing into the stock market, and that kind of stuff helped them tide them over. And I learned about it. So my ears started peaking up when I noticed, like, some people lost their job, back around like 2016, 2017, and they took their savings and they were day trading. Now, it was, from what I was told, it was very stressful, because they said, crap, Erica, I can make $1,000 a day, but I can also lose $1,000 a day. And then they inevitably stopped. So seeing people around me invest kind of encouraged me. I've known people who, they don't make a lot of money, but they have a lot of money because they chose to invest early on. People, let's say, when stocks were so much cheaper, because now, stocks are getting more expensive, right? They said, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna invest safely. I'm gonna invest in something like Visa, and then just or Disney, and then they just let their money grow for them, and then they don't even have to add any more money, and then it just grows and grows and grows. So yeah. So my take is, and I've said this before, cut your consumer spending down, cut your discretionary spending, and then invest that. I do understand the ramifications of that. If everybody was kind of like me and they did it and they all invested into the stock market instead of buying stuff, then that would be devastating to the economy, right? Let's just be honest here. Most likely. Or people would just say, like, we're just going to keep all our money and we're just going to allow someone else to be racking up that credit card debt, or someone else buying all that expensive stuff. But there's not too many people out there like that. We live in a society where people, you have marketing campaigns. You got the whole buy, 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 buy. Christmas comes around, right? I don't enjoy Christmas as much as I got older, because I see it as like everyone's telling me, buy this, buy that. Oh, there's a sale, buy this. You need this stuff because Because yeah, we want you to feel like you're lacking stuff in your life, and the only way you can kind of scratch that itch is buy the stuff on sales at Macy's and go to this and that. So I can kind of see stuff as the way it is. And so when I make purchases, it's pretty focused, and you guys can tell, yeah, by the way I am. It's like I don't really step into a shopping mall a lot, or if I do, I try to get the best bang for my buck. So let's see over here. Yep, exactly. So Andrea said, I can tell you as an artist, it's not easy to make an income. Not everybody will get famous and make bank on their art. But if you invest and make money, you can do your art and not care. Exactly. So financial security is incredibly important. I think that it's important to make the distinction. Not everybody who goes for financial security wants to drive like a Lamborghini or live in a multi-million-dollar mansion. Some people, they just want to have the money that so that they can retire early and then do something like you know, spend all their days, hiking up mountains or doing yoga or, volunteering at a place or, taking care of their sick relative who's ailing, and then they don't have to worry about taking time off from their job. It is, I've seen people who are not stressed about finances because they're super savers. And I've been really fortunate to have a lot of those kind of people in my family. So, um, so those kind of people, neighbors, family, that kind of stuff, and those people, it's like they just enjoy their life. They might be a little stressed out about money, but because of the situation, those people, like, I reached out to them and I said, hey, how are you holding up? And they would say, yeah, Eric, I'm fine. I'm like, you sure you're fine? And they're like, yeah, my job, we have some cuts, but you know what, even if I get reduced hours, it's okay, Erica, because I've been saving for all these years. I have some investments. I'm going to weather this perfectly fine. When the economy goes up, my hours get restored, and yeah, I'll be happy. So they live very frugal lifestyles. They are, yeah, they live very, very frugal lifestyles. So while other people are worried about, like, finances and stuff, they were the kind of people that people could have poked fun at them and said, well, how come this person doesn't spend more money? Why don't they just follow the whole consumerist culture? And again, I've shared with you guys in the past, like, I used to get crap about myself and my spending habits before, because people would be like, why are you so cheap, Erica? Why are you so cheap? Why are you so frugal? Why don't you spend more money on yourself? And I wanted wanted more financial stability. So that's why I chose to save, and then I invested, and then yeah, I'm happy. I'm really happy that I invested. But again, I'm diversified. So it's not like if one stock goes down, I'm worried about my whole portfolio going down as well. And I also do believe long-term view. I don't view a lot of my stocks as short-term. You'll see me dabble into some stocks, throw some money here, throw some money there. But you'll notice that I don't do big amounts on a certain stock because it's like I already have my holdings, I already have my profit margin, and then I just continue letting it grow. Yeah. So, yeah. So, anyway, I know this has been a long, oh my God, it's a 1 hour stream. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, anyway, if you guys pick up anything from my channel, I would encourage you guys, really think about investing. You don't have to, you guys can look into what you want to invest in, of course. I would say do your own research. There's so many people who recommend different stocks. You got people who recommend investing into, let's say, some solar stock. You got other people who say, no, 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 no. You want to go ahead and invest in Costco, or you want to invest in Google, or you want to invest in Apple. Check all the stocks that you're interested in and see which one you feel is the safest or gives a good amount of return. For me personally, I don't like investing into stocks that don't get me about 30% a year, historically. And that's because I just like having more gain. So if it's a big company, if they're averaging about 30%, I'm like, yay, that's a good amount to every year. Some people think it's very ambitious, but I look at some of these charts. I'm like, nah, I think it's possible. I really think it's possible. We'll see what Amazon gains this year. You guys know it's kind of been a laggard for me. So far this year, according to year-to-date return, ytdreturn.com, Amazon has gained a whopping 2.19%, which is a little disappointing, not gonna lie. But again, we are in February, so a lot can change between now and end of the year. And even if it doesn't hit it, I'm okay, because JD has been treating me quite well lately. Let's see what JD is. JD this year so far has gone up 19%, 19.94%. So with JD, with Amazon, I kind of feel like, yeah, that's pretty good on my portfolio. And then you guys know I have other stock like Apple and stuff. So yeah, ICLN, yeah, I invested in ICLN, and I'm just thinking like, frick, it hasn't been really doing much. Part of it is because, Biden hasn't been signing up green legislation as much as I expected him to. Timing issue, but I do think solar is a way in the future. We just might not see as much gains as before. So before, ICLN was going like crazy, right? And now people, I think, are getting that itch, and they're thinking to themselves like, frick, I see something like CCIV make all this money. Oh man, CCIV went up 4% again. Oh, okay, I'm gonna sell ICLN and get into CCIV. So yeah, so let's see what CCIV is now, actually. CCIV is now, okay, it went down a little. It's at 57.29. I thought it was inflated, and I told you guys this yesterday, that it kind of scared me. I felt like I was getting into GME territory, because they didn't even announce any definitive agreement yet, and then it already spiked up to $60. I thought, this is crazy. So this year-to-date return for CCIV from December 31st, 2020. Look at this, guys. December 31st, 2020 to today, it went up 479%. See, it started at $10 at the end of December last year, and now it's 58.05. So yeah, if you pick like a good stock, it can shoot up. I got in around, what price did I get? I got in like 1948, and then I got in at $29 average. And then from there, I was like, yeah, it's getting a little too hot. I don't want to put any more money in. I don't want to chase in after it right now, because it's getting a little too pumped. But yeah, so I'm not worried about that stock. I'm happy that it's going up, and yeah, but it is alarming to see it go up. So more people, they see money like that, they're just gonna pile more money into it, and we will see. Yeah, I think let me check this up. Let me see if I can see the ICLN chart. ICLN stock, it's gonna go up, okay? Let's be honest. It is going to go up. It just might take longer than you expected it to. So here is a chart for this. Sorry, you guys.
That sounds like financial advice.
Oh, yeah, not financial advice. It's just me ranting.
You just said it's gonna go up.
In my opinion, it's gonna go up.
You gotta be careful with that shit.
Okay, yeah, not financial advice.
I'm gonna sue you for the fucking 2 cents a month you make on that channel.
What? I need my 2 cents.
They're gonna steal your
No.
2 cents from you.
No. I got. Do I have monetization turned on this thing? I need that. I need my nickel.
2 cents is gonna be there.
I need my nickel or dime from this stream.
Donation, you just got a $3.
Wait a second. Why are you telling people how much I make? I want to make it seem like I'm a really big channel. I'm not a big channel. You guys know I'm not a big channel. I only have 25 viewers here. But anyway. So yeah, when you look at this, you can kind of see it stagnated here. So this is my concern about ICLN. I do think it's going to go up with the green legislation. I just don't know when it's going to happen. So it has gone up, but if you think about it, from $8 in 2016 all the way up to $12, man, that's a lot of weight for was that 30% or something like that? I forgot. For that. And then finally, I think all the bag holders over here were like, oh, yay, 2020. And then it starts shooting up over here, right? You can see it's going up, 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 up. And then it went up and started going crazy around here because, you know, Biden got elected, right? He got into office. And then afterwards, we're like, hey, what happened to the whole solar stuff? And then that's why it's starting to go down. So it's just like people are getting a little antsy, and then they see other stocks. Maybe they see Bitcoin. They're like, frick it, I'm going to get out of ICLN because I'm not seeing the money. And I understand it, you know, so you can see it, right? See that? So so after like January, it just kind of going down, and then, right, they're like, damn it, we're at the end of January. Well, what's happening here? Where's the green legislation? We have hope, maybe here, and then it just goes down. So will it go back down to a $25 mark, $23 mark? Maybe. I don't think, I don't know. But yeah, it's been kind of not so great. So I was thinking about reducing my holdings into ICLN because I want to have, I don't want to be going the sideways thing too much. And then when I look at it, you can see this, it's going down. So it could go back up. But how long is it going to take when you have the situation kind of distracting from a lot of things? Could be quite some time. So yeah. So ICLN, little haggard over here. But if you plan on holding, I'm not worried about it. You know, I don't see it like going all the way back down to like $16 at all. But this is one of those long-term plays. So yeah. But you might be a little disappointed with the gains, possibly, right? Because what if you hold on to the gains and you're like, well, you know, I've been holding on for 3 years. Still waiting. But some people really like this kind of ETF. You guys know I'm way more of a fan of ARKK. This is, so let's see the 5-year mark. See this? So you can see it was like 16, 20, 23, 30. See this? So you're getting more gains than that freaking ICLN stuff, right? You can see it. And then it went down a little because, you know, the situation. Come on, everything went down. And then it just started shooting. So I got into ARK a little late, but it's better to get into it now versus before. I think my entry point was around 145, so it's not too bad. But it isn't that great either compared to like all these people over here. What? You were enjoying this? Oh, look, he moved. He moved a little closer. Yeah, so I want to have a portfolio, and I've shared this with you guys. My whole idea behind my portfolio is with some of the holdings, I am a little stressed out, but overall, a huge chunk of it, I would say 90% of my portfolio, I don't worry about it at all. I'm like, whatever. It'll be okay. Like something like what's a good example? Like, yeah, like Visa credit card. Like nobody's gonna think like, oh, okay, well, you know, nobody's gonna be using Visa. Like, yeah, consumer spending might be down, and I anticipate it being down, but I think that more people are going to use Visa credit cards because, you know, people want to be cashless, right? Some stores are like, we don't want to touch any cash, just please give us credit card. You can put your credit card in a little kiosk scanner or something majingy thing like that. And yeah, so yeah, so anyway, I gotta go eat breakfast because I woke up, had this idea, I wanted to share it with you guys, and I wanted to just stress to you guys once again, think about it, you know, definitely consider investing because, and if you guys don't believe me, think about like a stock that you thought about buying in, let's say 3 years ago. Let's just say Microsoft, right? You said, okay, I'm gonna buy Microsoft 3 years ago. If you had bought Microsoft 3 years ago and you spent $100, what would that price be right now? Right? What would your gain be? And I'm incredibly bullish. It's pretty apparent that I am a bull. I'm not a bear. I'm not really paper hands over here. But I kind of feel that the stock market will always recover. And in the event, of course, that if there is some catastrophic crash or something, I think we just need to give it time. And if you do have any concerns about, let's say, the US dollar, think about investing in something like Bitcoin. Not financial advice, just my thinking. And I see Bitcoin is going up. Again, I don't see it crashing down to, 75% losing its value soon because of all the big institutions. But yeah, the whole idea is just use your money, make it grow, and then that way you'll find yourself in a better position. I shared with you guys also that there was this one person that I went to high school with. Her parents were both in investments, and I remember she told me, she said, "Oh, Erica, I took my money and I invested my money into like Google, Apple, Amazon, and back then Amazon was like $200 a share." And I don't know what she's doing right now. I wouldn't be surprised if she's not working because yeah, I mean the gains that she gets from her portfolio now, from 2005 to 2021, I mean that must be freaking that she could have lived off that freaking small investment. And that's one of the reasons why I'm a big believer of investing in early. And because if you let your money grow and you let your money work for you, right, by investing in the right companies, you can have early retirement. You can focus on other things, or you can just sit at home and scratch your butt, but at least, or sleep just like Oreo is. But the whole idea is that I think there's more to life than just there's more to life than just money. And I know money is important, but I think the time that we have in life is very finite, and it's important to make sure that we utilize money wisely if possible, so that way we save up money, and then we can enjoy life a little bit more.
I'm evicting you, Eureka.
Why are you evicting me?
Hey,
Oh, it looks like someone is over here. What? Okay, okay. Well, looks like someone is going over to their You should be able to cash out on Bitcoin. You should you just put it through some kind of database or something, right? I don't know. How do people sell Bitcoin? They have it on some sort of wallet, and then they just sell it on some sort of base.
You
Or
transfer
something.
it to an exchange.
There, exchange. That's the word about it. Sorry, you guys.
Buying cryptocurrency when you don't even know how to get rid of it.
I'm not planning to get rid of it. I'm just gonna diamond hand it.
Cultist.
Huh?
Cultist.
I'm not a cultist.
You are the part of the...
What? You know what? I just thought about this way. You have a cat named Oreo. You have a cat named Mr. Clinton. You have a cat named Blackberry. You should add another cat and name it Bitcoin or something.
Yeah. Bro.
What do you think? Huh?
Nap time.
Okay.
Until my leg gets better.
Yeah. Someone injured their leg. Did you ever tell people that you injured your leg?
I haven't done a video since.
Oh. Yeah. So he was.
Eureka.
What? Okay. Well, basically, he injured his leg while he was running. So I hope his leg gets better. He has been limping and whatnot around. You can do both, Quebec. Satoshi.
Yeah, Clinton. Well, I keep
Okay.
company since he knows me first. Clinton, I'm gonna take a nap, okay?
Okay.
I need you to fuck up Erica's phone so that she can't stream.
What? Okay. Well, I'm gonna end the stream.
You know how you like to bite phones, Mr. Clinton?
128. I've been streaming for like an hour 30 minutes. I've been trying to make shorter streams. It's tough.
How many donation you get?
Huh?
How much donation you get?
I got one donation of $2.99.
And okay, so you can sue her for $2.99 because she said the stock was gonna go up.
What? No. Why are you gonna sue me?
Clip the part where she said ICLN will go up, and then sue her for not being a financial advisor.
In my opinion, do I have to make all my videos and just be like, I'm not a financial advisor? And
Sue the
things?
fuck out of her.
Why?
You can do it. Get that
Why?
$3.
Oh, jeez.
Right.
Now I know what. Okay. What? Oh, this jerk. Okay. Not Oreo, but this influencer over here. Okay, guys. See ya.